What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Elian Gonzalez here, and as you can probably tell, I was at the beach, didn't apply sunscreen, and now I'm suffering the consequence. The internet has created its own set of standards, and it's kind of making its way into our reality. Okay, so you might be somebody who are in pretty decent shape, and you think you look like shit because you don't look like these professional fitness models that are on Instagram or Facebook. And so you feel like, you know, you're doing something wrong. There's got to be a different way of doing things. You feel as if you keep doing research, you're going to come across that one piece of information that's just going to change the game for you, and it's going to, you know, put a bunch of size on you, and that's just not the case. All right. What we're seeing is the top, right? We're seeing the best, right? That's why these guys are popular on the internet, because they're the best, because either genetically, maybe they put in the time, maybe drugs, maybe a mixture of all three. Either way, they are the exception. They're not the rule. Okay? If you go to your gym, you're going to realize that not everyone looks like the guys that you see on Instagram. So here's what happens. You follow me, you follow a couple other guys that are in the fitness industry, and so your feed starts filling up. And I'm not saying with pictures of myself, but because your interests are fitness, you start seeing other fitness related content, and it's all these jacked, shredded, you know, Photoshop looking monsters. And so you start almost feeling as if that's the norm, and anyone who doesn't look like that is not working hard, including yourself, or doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And so you feel like you're small, or you're not as ripped as you could be, or whatever. And then you go to your buddy's house. They're having a barbecue, and everyone starts calling you Mr. Muscle Man, and everyone is telling you how muscular you are, or how much bigger you've gotten. And you think it's odd because you feel as if you're small, as if you don't measure up to what is being in good shape, right? So it's odd to you. It's because we're living in a world where our internet standards have become our reality, or that's how we're perceiving it, right? So we go on the internet, we see fucking Devin Physique, and he's photoshopping his pictures, and he looks great, which is weird that he photoshops his pictures because he already has a solid physique. But then you go to the beach and no one looks like Devin, and you're the closest thing to Devin. You see what I'm saying? So what we see on the internet, although it's real life, right? These are real people, they do exist. Most of them are the exception. They're not the rule. You might be the rule. I'm the rule. I'm the average guy with the average genetics that doesn't look ridiculously jacked or shredded. So what happens is I get on a video and I start talking about building muscle, and some asshole comes on my channel and tells me, you know, that I'm small and I shouldn't be giving advice because I don't even take my own advice, or whatever the case. Meanwhile, he doesn't even lift, and he's taking advice from guys who are genetically superior, taking drugs, photoshopping, or have been doing this for much longer. All right? So, don't ever compare yourself to what you're seeing on the internet. What you're seeing on the internet, it's as if I were to compare myself to the guys that are on the GQ magazine, right? I know I'm not a model, so why would I compare myself to other models. And then be like, oh, well, no one's gonna like me because I'm ugly, because I don't look like these models. It's just not reality. You don't walk around the mall or the beach or even at the gym and guys walking around looking like they should be plastered on magazines. It's just not the norm, right? Even at the gym where people are training their asses off, it's very rare to see guys that look like that. I know that in some gyms, you see them more than in others, but when we're talking about, you know, fitness clubs, for example, I go to LA Fitness right now, and it's very rare to see those guys. Again, your friends might be like, damn, you're jacked, or damn, you're ripped, or man, you're getting big. But then you go on the internet and you feel as if you don't even lift. And it's really fucking with our self-esteem, but mainly it's our own fault for comparing ourselves. We're comparing ourselves to the wrong people. We need to compare ourselves to us, right? Am I better than I was last week? Am I better than I was last year? That should be our mentality, not am I close to looking like so-and-so, or am I close to being as strong as so-and-so? It doesn't fucking matter, because you don't know. You don't know how long they've been training. You don't know if they just have great genetics. You don't know if they're taking drugs. You don't know if they have good genetics, taking drugs, and been training for 20 years. You don't know, okay? It's also pretty ignorant to think that someone does this as their profession. They can put the time in when it comes to nutrition, training, and they've been doing it over years, and they're training right. And again, they're doing this for a long period of time, that you can just come in and train for 3 or 4 years and look like them. It's ignorant to think that way, okay? So there's internet standards, and then there's reality, and they should be different, but we're kind of combining them now. It shouldn't be the case. Focus on you, compare yourself to you, and focus on getting better than you.